Ghana immigration. I think they're doing recruitment.
Yeah, that was a week ago.
Yeah, and it's like a lot is happening. I remember we talked about these security services.
Yes, in previous videos. So you could go through our channel, our video list, and see our conversation on.
I mean, you can see it at the top here if you're watching the video. Just check
on
the link
on the security service and the recruitment processes, and why people like to join the forces. We had a conversation on that on one of our previous videos, so you can check it. And then you can link to this conversation. Thank you. So we're talking about security service once again.
Yeah, security service and how they recruit people. We talked about how they sell a lot of forms and they end up picking a handful of people.
And I say it's a scam.
This thousands of fraud. People. And it's like the recent immigration process where they are picking people. Their criteria, some see it as bizarre or weird in a way. They have a whole lot of criteria they use to disqualify people, and generally it looks like they know that there will be a lot of people, so they have to add a whole lot of means or mechanisms to disqualify people. Though some may not be pleasant, some may not be good to hear, but then it's something they've been doing, and they call them their standards.
Looking at what they do. There are three things I'd like to identify. Number one, the height, description. Number two, the body piercing and tattoos. And number three, the stretch marks. Those are the three things. Those are the three things I want to highlight on. Every agency, security forces, whatnot, beauty pageants will have criteria on what people can be enlisted and what people cannot be enlisted. But I believe it's very unfair if you set a criteria on what people do not
have control over,
and they are not necessarily physical defects that can affect the execution of the job. Say I'm a custom officer. How does my birthmark, how does a scar I have, how does my stretch mark, especially if it's not in a public place, affect the execution of my work? How does it?
We even talk about fine, though in the video the man said excessive, or he used the word kind of excessive stretch marks, but then the question is, how does that affect your work? Even if it's in a place that is visible, let's say your hands, your arm or something, how does that affect your work?
Maybe there's more to the customs that we don't know. Maybe
I want to believe so, but then to me, what I think is it's just a means of trying to shortlist people. Probably have a whole lot of people, so anything they have to use to get people away, they're gonna use it, because it doesn't that doesn't really make a lot of sense looking at the fact that there are some things you can't control. Okay, if you had some surgery, some scars or something like that, these are things beyond your control. Okay, come on, it's immigration.
How does it affect the execution of the job? And that's what I'd like to know. Maybe if you have a scar on your hand and you have even 5-inch bicep, 7-inch bicep, does that mean you cannot lift the bag, say as a service officer? Does it affect your work output? If say you had a scar on your chest, slash across the maybe you were even threatened robbery or whatever, which cost you your life, which you are still trying to recuperate, trying to accept yourself for who you are.
That is what baffle a lot of people, because it's immigration, it's not a beauty pageant, for crying out loud. Okay, so for you to be disqualified based on your your scars or your tattoo, your looks,
this is straight line on your looks.
It's kind of I don't know how they're gonna justify that.
I also believe this is a reflection of our society.
If you talk about the piercing, probably that one can be considered, because it's something you do.
Choice, yes, it's just a choice.
Yeah, so maybe they don't want a lot of piercing ears or whatever. They don't want a lot of piercing or in your nose, those things. Fine, that one can be considered. But some of these ones, it's something that I don't know. It's.
And me, it takes me back to our society. You see, we have so many conversations we should be having in our society when it comes to eligibility of public office. We hear so many things. I just want to maintain them as hearsay for now. We hear so many things that are absurd, and we don't understand how they affect. I mean, you go to countries where they have the better army, and I would like to use that word, a better army, a superior armed force, and you see all sizes of people there. You see the tall, short, whatnot. I mean, it really doesn't matter how the person look. There are fitness tests you do the moment you pass a fitness test, but it's not the same here. And it kind of tells you how we be. I mean, we are in a place where we see a handsome person, and let's not kid, we assume the person is intelligent. Exactly. And we see somebody who doesn't meet a certain beauty standard, and we assume the person is.
I think it also boils down to the fact that there are no jobs. These are agencies that get flooded with people a lot because they are termed as secured.
Yes, they provide job security.
Secure jobs for the youth out there. Yeah, so at the end of the day, everybody will troop in there, and these are some of the ways that probably they're gonna use, whether fair or unfair. These are some of the ways that they're gonna use to disqualify people. In as much as we may think that these are not friendly, I mean, they are not human friendly, yet it is what it is.
This will be my last input on the issue, so I don't get too emotional. I think what is best is, because of our society looking at the quality of people we need to hold such positions, to bring good reputation, to uphold Ghana as it is, we should look at quantity. We should look at quality and not quantity. That is to say, we should look at the people's values. These people that are coming, you look at their values. Is this person an honest person? And you can get trained psychologists to actually get this. Not necessarily honest people, but people who are ready to serve, and can do this through series of tests, both aptitude tests, interviews, and background checks. And when we do that, and you remove people based on that, and there's a physical document to show that based on this aptitude test, based on this research, and based on this feedback, the personality does not fit the criteria.
So let me not cut you, but then it's like this is just the first phase. They have to go through the aptitude test as well. So at that point, or at that level too, some people are going to be dropped. Okay, so it's not like this is just the point where they drop people.
So I have a stretch mark. I have a bet mark. Let's say on my forehead. Let's just say on my forehead. But I have the IQ of Albert Einstein.
Look, the fact is, no matter what, they're gonna use some obscure reason to reject people,
and because the point I was
already
going to make.
It's a floodgate that people are tripping in there. They have more than enough. That's the word. They have more than enough. So definitely they're gonna use something. I mean, they can even if you cough, they can tell you that.
I hear you. And my point I was making is that at the end of the day, we should look at quality, because we want, and that was the point of my last submission.
At the point we have reached, we could have someone.
Yes, we have 10,000 people
who has the mark, and he may be qualified.
Yes, we have 10,000 people. So because we have 10,000 people, it means that we can get even the best from the 10,000. Say we had even 2,000, we could get mediocre. But when we have 10,000, we need to pick the best of the 10,000. What criteria are we using to ensure that we are definitely getting the best? Yeah. And that is where my headache comes in. Yeah. You should not get rid of the best, and then we now have to look for the best among the West.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is how
that's my pain.
It's been, and probably they should start from somewhere before they go to maybe even the fiscal, some of these fiscal things that do not really define a person.
Yes.
Because it doesn't define intelligence. Yes. You could have someone with a stretch marks and
it doesn't define humanity.
He'll be very intelligent, he'll be very fit for the job. Or someone with a mark scar, and he will be very fit for the job.
And if it's about jump, if it's about height, you can get somebody who can jump so high and be very athletic, and then anyway, let me leave that there.
Anyway,
let us know what you think about it, the recruitment process and the criteria for the Ghana Immigration Service and some of our security forces as well, and what you think might be best if they are put into practice. I believe if we continue to have conversations like this, it will one day reach the ears of those at the corridors of affairs, and then they will begin to make a change.
All right, so do not forget to comment below and share your thoughts as well. And you don't know who might be reading, who might be watching. It could be the Nado. Who knows? All right, bye.
Bye-bye.